Hey, what's up? Well, I'm finally doing my unboxing that I had been planning because my packages finally came in, you know? I love not living at that apartment in Texas, but where I am, you know, is has a mail service that's a bit slower. That's the only downfall. But at least, you can rest assured that they're probably not going to make a mistake because of the apartment number. So, without further ado, well, I'd like to start out by saying that because I got my hair cut, my mom said it made me look like a dyke, I decided to wear my Texans visor so that I look like less of a dyke. And more of a sports fan, which I'm not. But I only like it because of the irony. You see how similar it is to this? Well, all I can tell you about the state that I'm in right now is that if Texas is represented by stars and cow skulls, then my state is represented by the fleur-de-lis. And Mardi Gras is almost as big of a holiday as Christmas. And it's coming up, this Tuesday? Yeah. And I'd like for my Christmas lights to actually show. But what I like to talk about in this video, and I got my fleur-de-lis stuff, and I hope I don't sound too different, but if my throat gets worse, I'm having a sore throat unexpectedly, and if it gets any worse, I might have to go on vocal rest and not make videos for a while, which kind of sucks. Because if there's anybody that has planned their life around not having to think about respiratory viruses, as I've been talking about for the past 6 months, it's me. By not having kids, not working with kids, and leaving Texas, nobody, has planned their life around not getting cold viruses more than I have, I'm pretty sure. But yet, just when I sit around thinking, now how can I be that same person who used to catch multiple colds a year? Mysteriously out of the blue, I get a sore throat for the first time, I'm pretty sure, since October of 22, except I may have had a mild or subclinical case this past September. So, I'm going to take my temperature with my new thermometer, and on my arm it says 96.6. In my ear it says 97.7. In my other ear it says 97.5. In my throat it says 97.5. Forehead 97.3. So, consistently, 97.5 up my nose. Consistently, I have a higher temperature inside my skull than the surface of my skin, so that could just be normal, or it could mean that I actually have some respiratory infection, because my throat sure is feeling bad, and my tonsils are just frightening. They're so big and puffy, so it's almost like I have acute tonsillitis, but I also have a runny nose, so if I have to go off screen to wipe my nose, I'm not going to blow it. I may have to do that. So anyway, what I like to talk about before I unbox my TEMU package, my long-awaited TEMU order, it was the funniest thing. It's like one package was taking forever, then I had another one come in on the same day that I'd ordered, like 2 weeks later, with the reimbursement of the shipping to help me out with the cost. Their apology was to give me a $5 credit for it being late, and I used that toward another package that miraculously came in the same day. Okay? But before I get to my TEMU package, I'd like to talk about this other package that I got from eBay in the mail today. And it's my one and only, I want him to remain my one and only male Power Ranger. And as you know, I have a 12-inch modern red Ranger. He's the size of a Ken doll, and he's still in the box, so I don't have him in here. But I chose the Blue Ranger, and my reasoning for that, um, well, as I've stated before, it's just always kind of bothered me. See, I'll get this one out the way. It's just always kind of bothered me. See, I got Superman upside down in here because he fits better. Always bothered me that, these girls never had a boy to go with them, It always bothered me that despite most of the Power Rangers being male, these girls just never had a boyfriend proportional to them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, to my knowledge, they never made any male Power Rangers of this size, which is like a skipper size, with a suit like this that you could remove. And certainly not when they were, Mighty Morphin in 93, the original, like, checkerboard design in different colors. So, I certainly don't recall, and I've looked it up, and it appears that the boys were never included with the girls like this. This was strictly to appeal to girls. And that's what I really hate about the toy industry, is how they differentiate so much between the toys marketed at boys and the toys marketed at girls, that it's like they can't even really exist in the same universe. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're not put on the same scales. They are not the same kind of doll. Their properties are totally different. She could take off this, uniform, costume, whatever you want to call it. And she doesn't even have all the accessories that she would have originally come with, because if she had all those accessories, she'd have cost a lot more. She had been mint condition. So she could take that off and she could become just an ordinary skipper doll that no one would recognize. Whereas this guy has no choice but to be a Power Ranger for the rest of his existence, okay? That's basically all he is. He can't remove his helmet, and he's just stuck in the role of Power Ranger, and that's okay, that's what he is. But it's just like that with so many toys, that the male characters, they're either the one token boy in a line of girl dolls, or they're action figures, and they're totally different. And so this is basically a 1/8 scale, adult superhero, and this is about a 1/6 teen Power Ranger. So you can see that she's taller than he is. But I know it's supposed to be Billy, because that's what the Blue Ranger's name was when they were the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And that's another thing that I never really got into that show when it was popular. It's just another one of the many things that I didn't concern myself with because I wasn't really into TV. But I had classmates in elementary school who were into them, and then my sister came along and she had classmates who were into them, and my boy cousins were into them. But what I didn't fully understand is how they changed over the year. Their uniforms or their costumes changed to the point where they were like, they became unrecognizable. Unlike Superman, who is iconic and always looks pretty much the same in every movie. You see, that's why I like this guy, because he's an 8-inch doll. That's the appeal that he has. And, she's smaller. But basically, the Power Rangers changed. You had the Mighty Morphin, then you had like all these other versions of them. And it's just so hard to keep up with mentally. It's like, how do you even follow that? You know what I'm saying? And so like, basically, and their identities would change too. Like, you would have different people that would play them. And it's just the weirdest story. So like, Billy was the Blue Ranger, and You know, Kimberly, I actually know two people, a sister and brother named Billy and Kimberly. So, you know, you basically, it would change, you know, the Pink Ranger, although it was still a girl, in later episodes would have a different name altogether, and she might be a blonde, and the race would even change. So that in the beginning, it's like they coded the Black Ranger was the black guy, and the Yellow Ranger was Trini, the Asian girl. Well, that eventually changed because somebody probably noticed that and didn't like it. So, you know, you never could really get used to it from one year to the next. And I like the name Justin for this guy because although they were no longer Mighty Morphin, they'd become Turbo Rangers. The Blue Ranger is the only one that was ever a boy soprano. And you know why that's special is it sounds creepy, but you know, the only one played by a little boy in, you know, in 97, the most memorable year of my life. And the character was Justin Stewart, who was, I think, what, Blake Foster in real life. So he was 2 years younger than me in real life. And we have the same zodiac. So that's pretty special. So the fact that he's shorter than Kimberly is not a bad thing because he could be Justin instead of Billy. And so, you know, he was just a little boy in need of a haircut. And he was actually the Blue Ranger when they were the Turbo Rangers. But, you know, I mean, they've had so many of each character, you can't follow it mentally. That's why I don't like it. Because, you know, I like things that are more consistent. So anyway, that's enough about the Power Rangers and everything else. And so, the reason I chose the blue one is because, you know, obviously I associate blue with masculinity. And I always thought that they should have had at least one token boy that was like them, and it could have been Billy, you know, the Blue Ranger. Because red is too close to pink, and black, well, it's not a pretty color. I mean, let's face it, it's the absence of color, not a real color. And green, well, I don't really care for that one. And green, you know, really and truly is just blue with yellow in it. And so anyway, what I like to talk about is I like to unbox my TEMU package in this video. I like to start out with this one. Yet another doll to add to the collection. And the special thing about this doll is that she has a sequin dress that's reversible. You can make it silver or purple by, you know, or you could write something on it with your fingers. Next, we have an army uniform that would fit a kin or an action figure. Camouflage is always needed. Next, we have some earrings. I don't know if you can see that. But these are made to look like a full moon. So that when I put them in my ears on a full moon night, they will look like the moon. This is just a galaxy set. Necklace and earrings. It's supposed to be pretty. And, let's see. What even is this? What is this? Forgot. It's been so long since I ordered it that I actually forgot. Oh, my heart earrings for Valentine. Red heart earrings. Red hearts. See, that's the irony. It's like, you know, I'm the one who, growing up, always wanted stuff like this and, you know, like this. And that's one of the reasons I just didn't get as many dolls. And like this. but I'm also the jewelry girl. I'm the one that likes to dress up for the holidays, you know? My sister was into the glittery feminine stuff, but she didn't want to wear jewelry as she got older, so go figure. Let's see, I gotta do this right. Because I don't want to cut what's inside of it. But it's looking like my beautiful, beautiful earrings. It's like a bunch of fake pearl earrings in a heart-shaped box. Let's see what it looks like. It's supposed to be a velvet heart-shaped box. And it has all these pretty earrings to put in my ears. So you might start seeing me with such earrings. And I should have 3 more items that are more or less the same thing. One of them, let's see, is my St. Patrick's Day tablecloth. You know, it has lucky horseshoes and stuff that means good luck. Need that. One of them is a patriotic summer type tablecloth. And another is a luau tablecloth. And what makes them all special is that I can wash them. I can just throw them in the washer and wash them rather than, you know, have to spray something and, you know, wipe it with a towel. So, you know, it's a different kind of tablecloth, but it's cheaper and supposedly better than what they sell at Walmart. So I like everything I got, and I'll go ahead and post this video.